We're here with head track and field coach Mr. Erik Vance, assistant track and field coach Mr. Justin Hobbs. Coach, you were recently named the West Region Coach of the Year. Can you talk about that and what that means to you, and how that feels?
Well, anytime you get recognized with an award like that, that's voted on by your peers in the region, you're definitely happy to get that recognition. But at the end of the day, I mean, it comes down to the kids that we have on our team and the work they put in, and then the staff that puts in the work and gets the athletes where they're at. Me, it's more just getting them in the right places and doing what I need to do to kind of get that. That's more of a staff award to me than it is anything else, staff and team award. But it's nice to see our program getting the recognition that we got there. So I can't complain about it.
Absolutely. Coach Hobbs, you received the Assistant Coach of the Year in the West Region. First year here, making an immediate impact. How does that feel?
It feels good. There's a lot of great coaches in JCAA, so it's pretty honoring, of course, to get that. And like Coach Vance said, I mean, it's only so much you can take credit for, just because I was lucky enough to coach the group that I get to work with on a daily basis. And I mean, they're great attitudes, and they're very, very motivated, in everything they do. And so that in itself, I think, has more to do with it than anything that I did. But like Coach Vance said, it's a great honor and great to get a little bit of publicity brought to the program and the school.
Absolutely. Y'all are fresh off a trip to Pittsburgh, Kansas, where you came home with two more trophies. Finished second in the country in the men's, third in the women's. Can y'all each kind of talk about some standout athletes y'all had the chance to coach and how y'all have watched them progress and some of their accomplishments?
Why don't you go ahead?
I'll just start with my guys that were kind of the top three. Kwame McGee, man, can't say enough about that guy. He cleared some amazing bars, had a big personal record with a hurt hamstring. He could have hung it up. I think we pretty much sealed third place at one point, and he decided to go on a hurt hamstring after another bar, and he got it. And it was amazing, just the character that guy has and the toughness that he showed with a hurt hamstring to continue to fight and get another bar and set a personal record on that. Man, that brought great points and just showed his toughness and his character there. Of course, the hurdlers finished very well, 1, 2, and 3 with Rob, Mason, and William. And man, they did that. I wasn't even back there in the warm-up area with them. I mean, they just got up together, and as a team, those three guys pretty much dominated. From the warm-up, I think they had in their minds that they were gonna do that, and they did. 1, 2, 3. That was huge points for us, and that side. And then, of course, O'Keen Williams winning the 600. He was a very tough guy, and he ran an amazing race. I mean, a couple times the guy kind of pushed on him, and he pushed back, and he led from, I think, the gun.
He did.
And never really gave the guy any slack there, and I mean, just ran a tough, gutsy race, and I don't think I'm missing anybody. I think those were the three highlights for, I think, my group. And of course, all the guys and my girls competed very, very well. Proud of every single one of all of the teammates, but all the guys and girls that Coach Vance and I both coach. But I just can't say enough of how much they got after it this weekend and did some really great things.
Yeah. Coach, you like to add anything to that, or?
No, I mean we've got we could go through. I think we had double-digit All-American performances on both sides. Some that we maybe want to highlight. Laquan Nairn's a guy we asked him to do a lot. He did all three jumps. He won the long jump on day one. Came back that night, really kind of cramping up, struggling a little bit, and made a run at scoring in the high jump. I think he ended up 13th in the high jump. So did well there, and then turned around on the final day after he'd done all that the previous day, and finished runner-up in the triple jump. So that was a really, really solid performance. From what I could tell, that he was the highest field event scorer in the meet. So that was something that was cool to see. He really laid it out there on the line for the team. Derek Monroe was also an All-American in the long jump. He was third place. On the track side of it for the men, we had a lot of guys that really went out there and put it out there. All the multis did really well. Distance runners, I have to give them a lot of props. Felix, Omero, Nicholas, DeCarrier, those guys, Derek Martinez, they were asked to run race after race after race. I mean, I know Nick, Felix, and Omero ran, multiple races each day. And I know they had to be just dead tired, just absolutely worn out. But every time they went back out there on the track, they were fired up, they were ready to go, they competed, And eventually they did run out of gas, but, it wasn't for lack of effort, and it wasn't for lack of trying, and got us some good things. I mean, shoot, they got us a runner-up finish in the 4x8, a runner-up, or it was a third-place finish in the 4x8, a runner-up finish in the DMR. So, they were a big part of our success. On the women's side, we did well in the field events. We had several scores. Had some freshmen step up. Shaquille Gilbert really stepped up. Comes in ranked number 18 in the long jump and ends up with fourth place finish with several times jumping over a personal record. Felicia Frimpong puts up a big PR in the triple jump, jumping almost 41 feet. So that was cool to see. Natasha McDonald was fourth place finisher in the open 400. Really ran hard, ran a big PR, and then ran on our 4x4. Her with Agnes Aberquois, Marisha Prado, and Sophia Bright, who stepped in as kind of a backup. She stepped in, and they ran 3 seconds faster than they've run all year. Ran 3:40, ended up getting second, but they gave it their all. When you run a season best time by 3 seconds, and significantly better time than what we ran last year, and finish runner up, you can't ask for a whole lot more. So they did well, on the distance side, just like on the guys. The girls, we asked them to do a lot, and they stepped up for us. They did everything they could do. I was really proud of our 4x8 team. It was Cece Dalla, Poro Gahakave, Tracy Smith, and Helen Masoto. They ran a 9:18, blew everybody out of the water. Really just put that event away. Ended up breaking our school record by over 40 seconds. Mm-hmm. So that was cool to see. And then they came back and, like I said, scored in individual events. Helen was fifth and I think third, fifth in the 800 and third in the 1,000. And, every time we asked somebody to do something, they just stepped up and did it. And they put it all on the track. So I was really proud of how they did it.
Absolutely. Obviously, you're just fresh off the indoor season. The list of accomplishments that you just went through, that sets up, outdoor season next. 10 national titles in a row. All eyes will be on your program. When do y'all start preparing for that, and, what's next?
Well, we had a meeting yesterday, but we didn't practice. So I guess I can't say we started preparing yesterday. But, we definitely, Coach Hobbs and I, we barely made it back on the bus ride, or been on the bus ride, Coach Hobbs and I, Coach Barker and I, and we're already talking about where we're going to go with outdoor and what we're going to do, and we'll start getting back into practice. We got to get those kids a rest. We put a lot on them the last couple of weeks, but we'll get those kids a rest, and once they get back going and get moving, we'll start preparing for outdoor. We'll first outdoor meet's 2 weeks away. We go to El Paso in 2 weeks, so there's a little time for some recovery, a little spring break, get a little bit of mental recovery in there for them and for us, but. I know that thought's already in their head. I know they're already thinking about outdoor. We're already thinking about outdoor, and we're ready to go because we want to keep that streak going. We want to be at 11, and then on the women's side, we want to get the championship back here. So we're working to do what we can to get that done.
Absolutely. All right, coaches. Thank y'all for your time. Thank you for joining us, and congratulations on a great indoor season, and best of luck. At coming outdoors.
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you.